Mobix is a company, a technological company, concentrating 100% in the AMI business. AMI is standing for Advanced Metering Infrastructure, which is a development of something that most of you would know and recognize, which is called AMR, automatic meter reading. We had this type of technologies being able to read meters from the distance for some time now, but there was a very, very significant change in the last few years where the technology moved from AMR, reading the meter mainly for the 1 month billing or once every 2 months billing, to a real advanced metering infrastructure as a part of a smart grid, smart metering solution, where actually we need to read the meter almost real time, every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, and it has to be a two-way communication. So thinking that it's almost the same, like just doing it a little bit faster, is a main obstacle and a main problem that most of the competitors are looking at, because you cannot better AMR technology and make it a real AMI technology. This is a very, very significant and simple problem. The market is very, very significant. It's relevant to the developing country and to the developed country. It's subsidized and pushed by governments. And until recently, very big amounts of money were invested in that by governments, but without actually delivering a real AMI solution. And the reason why that solution was not delivered is very, very simple. It's built on existing technology, which is either power line connectivity or radio frequency. Both technologies are there, are mature, are available. You can buy chipsets from different manufacturers. The problem is, from their nature, they are not 100% technology. They are interfered technologies, not because the chipset is not good, not because the technology is not good, simply this is the nature of the beast. RF is interfered by other RF, by simply a big truck parking outside and closing the line side between two stations. PLC is interfered by just putting on the air condition, and the air condition puts in some noise into the grid. The air conditioning is working great, the electricity is working great, but the ability to transfer data on the power line diminishes in a very, very significant way. And what is happening is that suddenly you are losing a big part of your meters, being water meters, electricity meters, hot water meters, gas meters, special meters, whatever you are losing them, or at least you are losing them for some time. As long as it was the AMR, automatic meter reading, okay, I'm not going to read it today, all right, I'll read it tomorrow. Not tomorrow, maybe next week. I just needed one reading a month, not a problem. A real AMI solution is supposed to deliver you big data of reading the meter every 5 minutes, and you cannot allow, except of very small exceptions, maybe 0.5% of the time, 0.5% of the meters, you cannot allow yourself not being able to read it. And the problem is that these technologies, which are there, do not deliver real AMI solution. And I'm concentrating on that because I met with many of the competitors, because today the world is competition, is sometimes competitor, sometimes it's cooperation, especially when we speak about the meter manufacturers, which each one of them have some kind of an AMI solution. And I hear in the beginning, everything is rosy, everything is beautiful, but then when you speak with the technical people, you understand that the claim that I'm making here is clear 100%. There is no ability to transfer a real AMI solution based on PLC and RF only. What is our technology? And I'm there. We created very clever algorithms to combine RF and PLC into one synchronous meshed network. This is a hybrid network using existing elements, PLC, power line connectivity, RF, radio frequency. By the way, low-powered RF, which is allowed in is following the rules and the regulations of the whole European community and the rest of the world. I'm saying it because in the United States still there is the ability to use high-powered RF, which will go away, I'm sure, in one year or even less than that, okay? We combine them together into one virtual network working simultaneously, always, PLC and RF, and being able to deliver the kind of results that a real AMI system requires. The ability for us to mesh RF and PLC in such a clever way that even when both packets, and I'm just for a moment technical, both packets going from one point to the other, both are interrupted, both are interfered, we are able, because of our clever technology and algorithms, to reconstruct them into one good packet without the requirement to do a retransmit and retransmit again. And this makes our technology in some way standard because it's using existing baselines, but on the other hand, unique because it delivers the kind of results that a real AMI solution needs. This capability is, I think, special and unique and delivers something that this growing market really needs. Because as long as the money came from President Obama or some other incentive, of course the utilities took the money, bought some RF-based solutions, PLC-based solutions, and installed them. But when they have to put their hands in their own pocket, they want to see the results. They want to see a system that is really creating you the database for all the additional big applications that you want to do in a real AMI solution. And they do not have it, and I think that we are bringing this technology. The immediate question that I have always when I present this, because it's simple, I'm better than any RF because I am RF, and another thing. I'm better than any PLC because I am PLC, and another thing. So what about the price? You would be more expensive. And the beauty of this solution is that the bottom line of our technology is such that even the per point price of an AMI solution based on this technology is lower than our competitor. So it's only a win-win scenario in both cases. Today, Mobix, we are already not in the development phase of our technology. We have all the components that are required to implement a full AMI solution. We are not a meter manufacturer. We are not a big MDM of supplier, which is the two sides, the meter from one side and the higher level software on the other side, but we are the one that can give the customer a complete solution to get this AMI technology, this AMI result that he's looking for. So all the different components are a part of our line of business. The heart of it is in our network interface card. There is the implementation of our unique technology, our unique algorithms. It's one card which has on it the PLC chipset, the RF chipset, the MCU, and does this integration, does this synchronization, does this unification of the network into one network. And all the other components which are required for a complete solution simply because we are giving a real life solution that goes to meters in urban and non-urban areas, water meters, which are simple meters with only a pulse output, electricity meters, which are advanced meters, which you can integrate technology inside. We have a complete solution for that. Even beyond that, sometimes, and you can see it now more and more in the world, you start to see unified utilities, water, gas, and electricity, in which case we even give one display which will show all these readings to the customer. And I want to connect here, nothing to do with this specific slide, to what I heard. I think in one of the presentations, we heard someone speaking on the phone. There was about 35% of savings that can be done by educating the customer. The only way to educate the customer or create some lowering the usage of energy is only if you are really measuring it. If you do not measure, you do not know. Only if you have a real-time measuring capability, this is the way how you can teach, how you can educate the customer by multi-tariff, which was mentioned by someone else that they mentioned it. All this can be implemented only if you have a real AMI solution. Real AMI meaning you are able to read the meter and communicate with the meter every 3 minutes, every 5 minutes, every 1 minute. And I say our technology allows it. It has, of course, a balancing between price and the frequency of readings. That's why I said near online and not online. The aim of the company, after we understood that we have a real advanced and unique technology which is required all around the world, developing and developed countries, to become the #1 leader in AMI technology. And I understood, that we cannot do it by just presenting our technology using existing chipset on a board level because of many, many problems. And that's why we did a very bold jump and we developed our own ASIC, our own chip, which has both the PLC and the RF and the MCU and the security on top of it. And this puts us, that's what I believe, that's why I'm here, it puts us in a place that we should take our position and become AMI #1 of the world. Because we are ahead of all our competitors at least 2 years, at least 1.5 years. Even Texas Instruments will take them 1.5 years to come with a new ASIC. And this ASIC that I'm speaking about, and the picture that you see there, is not a picture, something theoretical. We are already after the tape out of our first ASIC at TSMC in Taiwan, which is the #1 fab in the world. And we are in the phase which is called bring up, meaning that we are testing our ASIC. So we have another component in this technology, not only our algorithms, our patents, but also the implementation of the chip that puts us in a real big opportunity to become #1 in this market, which is a huge, huge market. As you can see here, the tape out was done already. We have about 200 and some units as engineering samples, and we are working in developing it. And I want to add another important ingredient in this. AMI is something to do with utilities. It's heavily regulated. It has to go by standards. And there is no one standard in the world. You have to understand that if you want to be really the AMI solution of the world, it has to be interoperability in different levels. Now think about it. We have 2 technologies, PLC and RF. There are different standards in the PLC world, and in the RF world. We implemented in our single ASIC the ability to answer 3 different RF standards and 3 different PLC standards, meaning that we have something that can be adapted almost anywhere in the world. As I said, we have already our technology. What we do not have and we have to complete, and we are in the final phases, this is the ASIC. Our existing technology is already implemented, but it's implemented as AMI technologies all over the world, only pilots. And we start to see now. Now is the time when we see very significant opportunities which are beyond the pilot being deployed. And I put some of them here on the chart. You can see MRSK in Russia is the largest utility. It's now changed the name as Rossetti, that's the new name. Okay, we finished already the pilot. We got fully paid for the pilot. We were announced to be the only company that was able to deliver the kind of results that MRSK Rossetti was looking for, and it was presented by them. And it's not a surprise because we have a technology nobody else have. And we are ready now for a real first deployment of 250,000 points, which is already defined with specific places where it will be, etc. I hope also only that the developing situation worldwide will not influence this type of implementation. And you can see many other names. Some of them are quite famous, where we are already active, and some others which are still opportunities that we are in the final stages of implementing. So the bottom line is we are already with the right technology in the right market and in the right timing, but we need the power, we need additional resources in order not to lose this opportunity. You cannot stay and do a little project here and grow and do a little project there and grow. We have to be present. We have to contact all the big players, all the Landis+Gyr and Itron and this type of big companies and introduce and push our technology to take its place. That's why we are looking for $50 million, which will be used, as I said, one, to complete the development of the ASIC, which is a key ace that we have in our hands, and it has to be ready with all the standards and the certifications, whatever technological work we have to do, but we are beyond the development. It's just the finalization of that, and to be very aggressive around the globe to take advantage of our technology. I hope I meet it in time. Please.
I presume your system is bidirectional, and if it is there an enabler for demand response?
Yes, the answer is yes. This is one of the reasons why you need an AMI system.
My understanding was that if you use BPL and you put it on the grid, it comes from the house and it's got to hop around the transformer. It can't go through the transformer. So how do you, which is a fairly significant infrastructure issue. So how are you dealing with that, and where are you bringing the BPL signal?
So first of all, the PLC side does not go over the transformer. So it's all under the transformer. But the big, not around. But I don't have to go around. This is the beauty of the technology. Because every transmission is done PLC and RF, you can have two neighboring areas under two different transformers, which will become one network because they are connected in multiple RF points. This is one of the explanations and the reason which I can make why our end cost per point is even lower. So the PLC is not crossing because those technologies that try to cross the transformer were not proven. I'm not crossing it. But because of the fact that I have this hybrid capability, I'm able to logically cross the transformer.
Your goal to be number one in your market is a very ambitious one, obviously. Where are you standing today, and what are the forecasts for, let's say, the next 3 years in revenues and EBITDA?
We believe that we will finish 2014 around $4 million in sales. We believe that the Israeli subsidiary will be already self-sufficient starting basically from now. So we are already balanced out. I'm not speaking about the Russian subsidiary, which is still investing heavily in the development of the software for the software part, the firmware part for the chip, and depends very much on this new project that we are speaking about, which is still open because it's not in order. I wanted also to say that our forecast is very, very promising because all the incomes until now came from pilots. And every project which goes from pilot to real implementation, it's a huge jump. It jumped from 7,000, 5,000, 400, these numbers of points that we are implementing in a pilot phase to 10,000 and hundreds of thousands of points. So this is very significant, and we hope to see this jump already in 2015.